Hello and welcome to the final Tribal Council for Surviving 1984, Season 1. We have our final three. Congratulations to all three of you. You have made it as far as you can in this game. The power now shifts over to the 10 jurors who have been voted out, but they will determine your fate tonight. So with that being said, we did have an order that was selected. Since Grace won the final immunity, she chose to say her starting speech first, and then it's going to go Josh, and then Maddie. And when it comes to closing arguments, it will be reversed. So it would be Maddie, Josh, then Grace. Alrighty, so Grace, if you are ready, you have 5 minutes to give your opening speech. You may begin whenever you're ready.
All right, good evening, jurors. It is a huge honor to be sitting here right now. So I only have 5 minutes and I have so much I want to say about this game. So I'm going to try my hardest to condense it as best as possible. So coming in this game, I was put on a tribe with Drew, Josh, Billy S, and TJ. And immediately I started going around and making my connections and trying to talk to people. And unfortunately, we won the first challenge, but unfortunately, I flopped I volunteered for my tribe for the second endurance challenge. I flopped at it. And so we ended up going to tribal. From there, I already had like strong connections with Drew, TJ, and Josh, and the only person that was left out of the bunch was Billy, because he was going through his personal stuff and everything, and it was just best for him to go if he was going to be inactive. And so then we managed to get Billy out, even though he tried to flip the vote on Drew. I went and told Drew everything that happened, and Billy ended up going home. And then after that, I got swapped on the Pow tribe, the Chicken Pow Pow, got swapped on that. And I ended up making, immediately once I got on my tribe, I messaged everybody and said, hey, what's poppin'? And started talking. And through that tribe, I had kept my connection with Drew strong. I still kept my relationship good with TJ. And I was just staying social the best I could be. And I started getting close to Justin as well. And during that time, I worked my hardest in the challenges, and I even did one drunk and still got 4 letters. 4. So I did that. Then then Drew proposed an alliance to me of me, him, and Justin. So we did go to tribal. I would have a core group to work with called the gay, the bisexual, and ally with me, Drew, and Justin in it. And so I was solid through that PAL period. But then we swapped again on some malts. And on my malt tribe, I had Megan, TJ, Julian, and Sunshine on it. And I kept myself social with them, whether it was telling Julian after he was panicking about the lead thing to calm down, you got this, you got this, you got this, keep going, keep going, keep going. Talking to Sunshine about different stuff, talking to TJ, sharing idol clues with Megan, going from there. So I worked hard in those challenges, especially the music video one, because Julian was trying to throw that, and only other people were too, and I did not want to go to tribal, so that's why I did my makeup the way I did. It went all crazy, and I got my materials in early because I was not about to go to tribal with people. No. So then also I tried the last 2 hours at endurance cup, but my phone was like no, but I could have held up there strongly. So I pretty much only went to 1 tribal in that pre-merge period. And through that, I still kept myself out there and kept myself social. Then the merge came and everything started blowing up because everyone was against Maddie and Julian. And I knew I would be associated with the both of them. And so my plan going into that tribal was to vote Julian because I wanted to have a connection, because I knew they were about to blindside Lauren, and I didn't want to do that because that would be very bad for my game to do that to her. So I literally was like, I'm just gonna put my vote on Julian, and I told Julian player idol. I told him that, and I told him that and everything, and Yeah, I told him to play the idol. And I mostly like said I want to put my vote on Julian, and I passed it off to Maddie and Julian. I'm doing it to get information for you guys. The real reason I did it was because other people were targeting him, and I wanted to open up connections for me if I did that, and to be someone that I could trust. And then unfortunately, AJ ended up voting out, and I was not in that. And then the next round, we got Lee out and I was like in the bottom on that tribe, and I managed off the radar because I went to Nick and I went to Lee. I messaged them. I had a conversation with them and did that and kept myself safe during that whole entire situation. And it was crazy. And Lee ended up going and I ended up voting Lee out because I knew he ran that AJ vote and I knew he was about to be a force to be reckoned with in this game. And because of I had a stronger relationship with Josh, I found Josh more beneficial to my game than versus Lee. So that happened. And then another thing I want to say is during that time period after AJ left, TJ revealed to me he had the mole idol. So for those of y'all who asked me if you knew it, I knew it and I lied about it. I'm sorry, but I knew Grace, he had the mole idol.
Grace, try to wrap things up as soon as you can.
Okay, I'm just going to summarize everything because I'm getting too descriptive. So I basically that with Lauren, and I kind of knew about the PAL 5 Alliance, and I was seeing if she was really loyal to me and Maddie, would she tell us about it? And she didn't, and she kept a bunch of other things from me, Maddie, and other final three. So I was fine with her going. When Julian put her name out, I was like, yeah, that's fine. And then I was the main pusher for Sunshine to go. He was like the glue, kind of like Lauren. He was the glue in that alliance group. And then 7th, I voted Megan out. I really didn't want to, but I did it so I can plot Nick's demise a lot easier and have him trust me and have Julian trust me, have Justin trust me. They all wanted Megan gone. And after she left, everyone was like dependent on me for a vote and wanted to do some action. And then I won. I almost won the immunity, but Nick didn't. So I was able to get Nick out of this game like I've been wanting to do for the longest time. And then I won the final 5 immunity, and I mainly did it so Julian did not win because I wanted him gone because he had a lot of control and he went from the bottom to the top, and him and Maddie together scared me. And so I literally was like, okay, I'm going to try and win this immunity as hard as I can so I can send him home. And I managed to do that, and he ended up going. And then the final 4, I ended up winning that immunity and pushed hardest for it because I know that now. And I think had I lost, I think Justin and Josh would have probably jumped on that bandwagon to do that. And so I literally stood there for that immunity and fought it out. And I wanted to show my power through that immunity. And that was like a really proud moment. So that's like what I got to wrap it up for right now. Sorry for going over time, but I just have so much tea. But you guys drag me, ask me, do whatever y'all want to do. I'm going to own everything. I'm going to be honest with everything, and I'm ready for this. So let's do this.
All right. Thank you, Grace. Josh, you are up next.
All right. What's up, guys? It is so incredible to be here. This is my very first org, so I didn't know how I was going to do. So I just really wanted to surprise myself, and to get to this position here is just absolutely incredible. I really feel like I had a tough road. I had to attend every single tribal outside of the first in the pre-merge. So it ended up leading me to a total of 15 tribal councils. And I was in trouble for a lot of those in the pre-merge because people always saw me as the easy vote, but I knew how to play the bottom on that. And so it was no cakewalk for me. I really had to adapt and survive each and every round. And whether Veritat was hell, and then going on POW, I was outnumbered 4-1. But I had my connections with Drew, which really helped me in the pre-merge, and then making it with Justin. We got out Nopalito and then Gwen, and we even staged a 2-2 tie to make us not seem as tight. I don't know how much of an impact it did, but that was a great plan. And like I trusted my allies to help me get to the point of the merge, because that's what I needed to do. I needed to get to that point because eventually there would be cracks, and I would capitalize on that later on. My game was all about picking my moments, keeping the meat shields in front of me, and making the best decisions I could make each and every round. I played the game one step at a time because that's what I was best at, surviving each and every vote. Every alliance that I tried to make with everyone was all about trying to create what's best for me, but could also be best for them. Because this way I wasn't dictating any votes, but I was able to maneuver around each and every vote without having to be viewed as, on top or leader. So it gave me a lot of flexibility throughout the game. I made sure that every single vote out was going to be in my best interest to getting to this final three. I wanted myself to be extremely adaptable and viewed as someone that someone could use in their back pocket later on. Like I was very cognizant of that throughout the entire game. The pre-merge was all about as long as it ain't me because um, I couldn't predict getting to the merge because it was so tough. Someone like Grace didn't have to go to all these tribal councils in the pre-merge, and then but guess what? She ended up being in the same exact position to me at the merge, and being left out of the vote. So I think that she had a whole week pretty much of safety where she was able to create these bonds and not have to make these decisions, tough decisions at votes. But then she ended up still falling into the same type of game that I was in. So I think that's where I kind of get the one up on that. I just wanted to keep as many connections as I could to help me throughout the game, but I did have to make tough decisions. And I know that, I was a little stone cold at times, but maybe that's who I am a little bit in this game. But, I wasn't used to this is a little bit out of my element, but I really tried to create as many social bonds as I truly could. Um, Me and Grace, we voted the same way throughout the entire merge, but what separates from me and Grace is that I truly feel that I was the voice of reason in her head throughout the votes. I was always the one telling her, I think we should do this and this and this. For example, Final Six onwards, I think I knew Final Six onwards, I had the exact pecking order that I wanted. I wanted Nick out first, and then I wanted Julian out fifth, and then I wanted, either Lauren or Justin, unfortunately out, or sorry, not Lauren, Grace or Justin out fourth, because I thought that would be the best way to get me to the end. Um, and I also think that she probably made vote outs that weren't beneficial for her game. For example, telling me that she had a final three women's alliance with Lauren and Maddie, and then why would she vote out someone she had a final three with at the final nine? I don't think I had as much of connection with Lauren, so I think that it was better for my interest for Lauren to go at nine than for Grace or Maddie. So overall, I think you have to embrace your strengths in this game. And my strength was all about surviving each and every vote. And, like some of the things I do in my normal life, a lot of you know I play poker. So I try to keep my cards close. I try not to give too many tells. And it's probably why I come off a little stone cold, but I, it's a fault of mine, but I think it's what I am used to. So that's what I had to do to get to this point. I think I deserve your votes tonight because I think I represented the theme of the season. Surviving 1984. I survived 15 tribal councils. I think that's pretty self-explanatory. I don't think that I just sat back. I had to work every single day. I never had a tribal off really, except for the first one. So, you know, I worked my ass off to get here, and I hope that you guys have an open mind and I'm ready to answer your questions. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Josh. Last up, but certainly not least, is Miss Maddie.
Um, so I'm definitely not even gonna bother trying to one up Josh or Grace, but here we go anyway. So I took a look at this cast before we all got into tribes and such, and I was just like, fuck me and my titties. I am not winning this game at all, considering there's people that had connections already outside of this game. And I know I had a connection with somebody in jury right now, which kind of put me, when we got to merge, in a really tough situation because I felt like I was in a corner with my back against it, with nobody wanting to speak to me except for speaking to him, and he would come back and tell me everything. And oh my God, I ain't even gonna lie, I know I leaked a lot of shit, but I only did it because I was trying to protect people that I wanted to be allies with me too. And I know what that other person did was to protect both me and him to get going as far as he wanted us to. But at the same time, I already knew that wasn't even going to happen. And not even going to lie, I already was thinking of his demise way before Final 9 even happened. And I don't even know how the fuck I'm here. I don't even know how you guys let me get to this point. I'd rather be in dirty right now, not even gonna lie. But literally I don't even see myself as somebody who did anything in this game other than leak shit, and that was all I ever did. So whether I win or I lose tonight, I'm not even gonna be mad. I just came here to play. That was about it. Nick, you can have my place. I don't even care.
All right, thank you, Maddie. So we did randomize the order in which the jury will ask questions. First up in the randomization, we have Mr. Drew. So Drew, you have 10 minutes for your jury. Let me get the timer set real quick. All right, your time starts now.
All right. Well, I will start by saying congrats to the three. Honestly, not the three that I expected to be a final tribal council, but y'all still did the damn thing. So got to give you credit where credit's due. But I have basically a similar question to everybody. I want to ask Grace first this question. So everybody knows the motto with Survivor is outwit, outplay, outlast. Y'all have obviously outlasted all of us. To be perfectly honest, I don't see how y'all outplayed anybody in the jury because I haven't really seen any like big moves this season that y'all were a huge part of. But I want to know how you outwitted, if not at least the jury, the other two people you're sitting next to. Like I said, Grace, that's for you first. Ooh, you muted, baby girl.
Yeah, Grace, you're on mute.
So my way of outwit had to be kind of different. I wanted to come in this game and prove myself that I could be a good, capable player. I really wanted to, and the way I had to outwit, because of being left out of the AJ vote and being left out of your vote, Drew. Because I was basically left out because of stuff that was completely out of my control, which was the first one. Oh, I was friends with Julian, so I was gonna automatically go run and tell him everything. And then also the other thing with what you did, you went, apparently from what I heard, people did not trust me in your vote because you told people that you had me in your back pocket. But I will say that I wanted to take a strike at you, Drew. Like before your tribal, I went on call with Justin and he said we eventually take Drew out. And I was like, you know what? I'm so down because even though me and you worked so closely together, I saw your game. Like I saw what you were doing, especially in that AJ vote. So I was fine taking you out. But my outwit, basically, because I was left out of those votes and there were so many power players, I had to kind of simmer down and do some of the background, be vocal in like the background of the votes and the decisions that were made in the alliances, because I had a fear that I would be targeted because of I didn't get because of the pre-mates basically, and it put a lot of fear into me. So I had to basically outwit in the way where I had to simmer down and just talk quietly, and no one would find out the stuff that I was saying and any of that nature. So I think kind of the outwit it's kind of like, I don't know. The last time I went to a finale, someone described me as like a textbook survivor player. And that's basically staying very radar and then beasting out in the end. And that's basically how I thought about doing it, was just staying vocal in the background and not even making a lot of that. And then when it got to like the final 6 with the Nick vote and everything, but I tried my hard to win those immunities out to make sure my targets went home.
Okay, thank you. Next, Josh, same question. How did you outwit compared to the other two?
Yeah. I will admit my game was about playing a little bit under the radar and a little bit stealthy. For for example, whenever I was left out of the vote in the AJ vote and your vote, I thought I viewed that the setbacks that I took, I used them as opportunities. I stayed cool, calm, collected when AJ was voted out. I was like, it's all good, and then you guys all came to me and were like, we want to use you later on. We want you to be part of these plans. So I knew that I always had openings, and that's what my game was about, making sure that I always had so many different avenues that I could take. Just like when you were voted out, Drew, other people were like, we're ready to make moves with you later on. For example, Sunshine and Justin came to me about, hey, we're thinking about making a move on Live Net against Nick, and like, okay, but I also had the plan to do Nick initially at the final 9, but ended up switching before Live Night, which a lot of people didn't know about, except for the 5. My plan was all about having, connect alliances within the alliance. So a lot of final 3 deals, a lot of close connections, with you, with Megan, with Justin, with Grace. So everyone, I think, might have seen me as someone who is their possible final 2 or final 3. So that's where I go with the outwit part. I wasn't about making big moves, because in this game, when someone made a big move, one threat fell, but then another one came up. Nick was viewed as making the big move against you, and then boom, now Nick is now the biggest threat. So my game was all about, having these huge threats in front of me, because they're probably gonna take shots at them over me, which gave me so much more room to work with. So that's kind of like, the key to my game throughout the merge. It was a little bit cutthroat, and I had loyalties, but I had to do what initially was best for my game. I did plan to go very far with you and Megan, because I thought you guys were like the 2 power players, and I wanted to go with you as far as it allowed me to. If I ended up viewing that you guys were going to end up being the big jury threats to win, like, I would have ended up pivoting. But that's what my game was all about: remaining flexible and pivoting when I had to. So that's all I got for now. Thanks.
Thank you. And Maddie, same question for you.
So I don't really think I outwit anybody, to be honest. Honestly, I'm here because I wanted to prove every single one of you guys wrong, because you guys placed me as somebody who was not really someone who should be here in this cast, which honestly I would have put myself there too. But at the same time, I wanted to prove you guys so wrong, and I'm here, and Josh too. Let's see. I can't even answer that straight up, because like, I really didn't do shit in this game except for being dragged along at that point. So I really can't answer your question. I'm sorry.
Oh, can I add on to my question, to my answer as well? Because I have enough more things I'm just thinking of. So the other thing I could say, like, not only wanting to get you out, but I was left out of that. But the other thing too that was a big kind of the outwit thing for me was getting Julian out, because I saw he was making a lot of decisions, and people were still putting me together with him and Maddie, and I was like, you know what? I think it's gonna be smart for me to go ahead and get rid of him. That way I can show that I played this game independently, and show that I've pretty much tried to flourish through without any pre-made association or anything. So that's another thing I wanted to add. and voting that vote there.
Can I respond to that?
Yes, you
Um,
may.
so initially, when Grace won Final Five immunity, she actually wanted to vote out Justin over Julian due to her friendship with Julian, and thought that it would be better to go with the Final Four with them. But I told her,
Actually, I did not. Actually, I will say I was on the fence with the two of them, but I was leaning more on Julian, which is why I wanted to win that immunity.
see, but like if we had gone to the Final Four with Julian and Maddie, it would have been fire making either way for me or her, because them two would have voted together. So.
Yeah, and I was fine with getting Julian out, like over. I was fine with getting. I was leaning on Julian. I wasn't saying, "Oh, I want Justin out." I wanted to take Justin to Final Four. I knew Julian had to go then.
Well, my question's done.
All right, thank you, Drew. Next up, we have Jason, who is not currently here, but he did send a question, so I will ask his question. Justin asks, and I'm going to start the timer real quick.
Jason
asks, what moves did you make in the game for yourselves that sets you apart from the others here?
I'll go first. I say moves that sets me apart from others. I will say I'm in the lead vote because my strategy for that was that I wanted to it was obviously me and Josh on the bottom of that alliance right there. And so one of the things I did, I went to Nick's PMs, I went to Lee's PMs, and I told them, I said, hey, I'm still here, wanting to play with you guys, and I'm sorry about me blowing up about the whole AJ situation. I really apologize for that. Like, not only did I want to like finally find some footing with those people, but the other reason was that I thought that was going to set me apart from Josh and keep me more safe in a safe position than Josh. Because I did that, and I stepped up to the plate and said it's okay about everything that happened. I was not targeted at Tribal. Josh was, and he actually almost went home because of it. If it weren't for Megan wanting to flip on Lee, because had Megan not done that, I was gonna plan to vote Josh out right there. And the that set me apart. The fact that I went and took the risk and finally voted Julian out of this game and was willing to vote Maddie out, because I wanted to have those open connections in my direction. And I thought that doing that would be the best thing to do, because it would just keep my connections open and show that, hey, I'm not playing with them. I can play. Sure, I can talk to them and align with them, but I'm not playing with them. So I feel those are the big moves that I can like set apart from the major ones.
Okay, I'll go second then. Like going back to a big move for me, going back to the leave vote, like I needed people to save me on that vote, but I feel like the connections I made with Grace and Drew were like those type of connections helped me in there. If I didn't have those connections, I would have been gone 6-1. And I begged to Megan in her PMs over and over and over again. I'm like, please save me. And it, eventually it worked, but I had to rely on my allies. And that's what one of the key moments of my game is, falling back on my allies when I needed to, and then striking when I needed to. And another big move that set me apart, I think a little low key, but right when we came to the merge, I wanted to work with people I hadn't even met in this game yet. Megan, Lauren, I barely played with Sunshine. So I wanted to go away from, working with Julian, Maddie, and AJ, because I wanted new avenues in the game, and I chose right because these would be people that I would end up working with later down the road.
So honestly, my move from everybody else was, leaking things. That was the whole thing of this season, leaking things. I leaked so much shit to so many people when I wasn't even supposed to, and that got me in my relationship in a rocky situation. But at the end of the day, we made up. So at least I could say I still have that relationship so far. There's so many people in this game that I really, really wanted to protect. That's why I did what I did. And that's what made me different compared to Grace and Josh, because they didn't leak like I did. So they were loyal, I was not. That's
Alrighty, thank you, Jason, for sending in your question. Next up, we have Julian. So Julian, when you are ready, you may begin.
Okay, so I don't really have questions because I've got a lot of stuff going on right now. I'm going to say it though, I will be listening in to what is said tonight, and my vote, surprisingly, is not locked in right now. It is very much up in the air. So keep that in mind with your responses. But I will say really quickly, all three of you have played very well and deserve to be here. And I very much enjoyed playing this game with all three of you. Grace, you kicked so much ass this season, and congratulations on making it here with no votes. Josh, I'm very glad to got to get close to you in this game due to our history. Maddie, I'm sorry, I am a shitty person, and I'm glad that we managed to fix our relationship. Thank you for putting up with me. Good luck to the three of you.
All right, thank you, Julian. Next up, we have Nick. So Nick, your time will begin whenever you're ready.
Oh my gosh, it's my turn. Wow. Okay, I have a question for each of you. Grace, I just want you to describe the best move for you in this game and why, and the worst move for you in this game and why.
Okay, first of all, you absolutely look so cute with the makeup and the hair. So the best move for me, there's a good bit of those that I did. I'm gonna say the best move that I did was honestly voting Julian out when I did, because I just did not feel comfortable with him and Maddie there, and I already knew that Maddie was going after me, and so I think Julian and Maddie, they could have got on there and tried to vote me out. And along with that, I think winning that final immunity and staying up there as long as I could, I think that was also a huge move that I had on my part. The fact that I literally was screaming at me that I would have gone home so quick if I dropped in that. So I didn't want to do that. I wanted to keep fighting and secure my spot here and show like I'm over here I'm over here and I played my ass off. And that's literally what I want to come here and prove, that I did that. So I think that was just a huge moment for me. And other big moves I can say is just basically adapting, a huge move, just adapting to the situations. I got left out of votes. I was in a situation where I left people out of votes. And every time, like after I got left out of the vote and just felt on the bottom, I always found a way to talk with people and connect myself back with people. And that is what ended up not getting me any votes, is because I still stayed socially connected with everyone. And I was once I didn't get any votes, I just felt more motivation to continue striding this game like I wanted to. Worst move, I gotta say handling the whole Lauren I did, because I know Josh pointed this out and everything, and all that was pointed out, saying I had that final three with her, voted her out. I really should have, I was so more focused on getting a PAL person out because of the PAL 5 alliance that was created, and that was the alliance I saw as running the game. And the fact that like Julian was willing to flip on that, I should have like went to Lauren and try to have more and try to see if I can weed out the PAL 5 alliance and like weed it out of her and see if she'd be willing to tell me. Instead, I'm just going to sit here and wait till she tells me about it. And she never did, which kind of like led me to wanting to get rid of her, because not only that, but also finding out she had a final three with Justin and Sunshine, and then had this other final three with you and Sunshine. It just...
I will say I never had a final three with Sunshine. I had a final two with Lauren.
Okay. Yeah, and I just honestly, I wanted to get the glue. I wanted to get rid of that. And like, my issue with the situation was that like Maddie, like the thing is, I had that final three, but we were not the only one she had it. She just seemed more loyal to you guys rather versus us, which is why I did that. But I think I should have given her more of a chance to, like, I should have tried to weed it out of her and get more of a chance. And another worst move I could say, I really wish that I could have, I don't know, I just wish that I could have forced some of y'all to get on a call with me. Like, I promised myself to do that in games. I should have forced, hey, do you guys want to call? Do you guys want to call? That way, I wouldn't have been left out of votes, and I would have probably had more control in this game. Then I would have had a little bit more control of what I wanted to do. So I could say those are my words. I should have forced calls with y'all at this and made myself way more more social. I should have just bugged y'all and spammed y'all. Like, I should have, but that's what I could think of it now.
Okay, I do have another question for you, but I want to get to the other two first. Okay, so Josh.
Okay.
Do you think it was necessary to lie for me as long as you did in my vote out? And can you own up to the fact that it was a very shitty thing to do?
I can own up to the fact that it was a shitty thing to do, but I honestly think that it was the best strategic thing to do for me, because if I told you were going home, I think you would have blown up at Tribal, and it would have been exposed that I told you were going home, and my allies could have been pissed at me, and it could have changed it could have changed the rest of the game. And I don't know what you could have tried to do afterwards, because Maddie was on the fence about saving you already, and I felt like you could have gotten her vote to stay, and Justin was kind of in the middle on that boat, because I had won the immunity at that point and was trying to push for you to go, because even though you did want a final three with me and Grace, which I believe, like, you would have swept this jury. And I didn't like that I had to lie to you, but I just think I had to.
So with that being said, I'm going to tell you the exact same thing I told Justin when I got voted out. And it's also the same thing that I told Megan in Final 2 of 1984, Season 4. Jury management is everything, and that it was probably and I'm not going to say it was just you, because the same thing happened with Maddie and Grace did the same thing to Lauren. So this is for all three of you. Jury management is everything. You fucking over a juror right before they go to jury and not being able to talk to you, not only fucking them over, but doing it in a way where, like, there's no idols, there's no way I can possibly save myself. Like, I don't understand why you guys thought I was such a master manipulator and, like, that I could, like, flip the house just by talking. Like, that wasn't the case. You guys were obviously set on getting me out. So I just thought that was, like, mean and rude and mean-spirited at that point. With that being said, I have a question for Maddie. I'm going to say what the white elephant in the room is. I think that's the term. Some of the jury think you played follow the leader with Julian, and I want to know if that's true. What was solely by yourself the biggest move and biggest mistake that you have made in this game?
Biggest mistake was definitely following him. I did every vote he wanted, and I didn't even want to do that, but I still did it anyway, because #loyal. Biggest move that I made by myself, I literally can't say, because I really didn't make a move by myself. We all saw that. I don't know why I'm sitting here. I don't know why you guys let me here. But that's all I gotta say. Like, I know my jury management sucks right now, so I'm sorry.
Okay, well then I'm gonna go to Grace / Josh, I guess, because you both kind of like gave me similar answers that made me want to ask this question. Why were you guys so obsessed with getting me out? I don't get it. I just, like, I don't know if, like, you guys just thought I was, like, this master manipulator, if you thought I was just gonna sweep it. Like, why were you so obsessed with getting me out? It makes no sense to me.
Okay, here's why I wanted you out. So, so basically, after the Drew vote, you were like a huge voice of reason behind the whole Drew situation. So I kind of got figuring it out. Like, I wonder if Nick is the one who came up with this plan right here. And so I was like, okay, and I obviously I saw how good you were at competitions and I saw how strong you were, and we just didn't like bond. We weren't like buddy final two or anything. So I'm like, I don't know. I have these other connections here that I would rather like I would rather want to move forward with that are not as good comp base. And then the other thing that pushed me to wanting to get you out was that Final Three deal that you did make with me and Josh. I know you claim you were so loyal to it, but when you first came to me with that, I knew how well you were playing. Like, I knew how well you were playing this whole entire game. And so when you came to me with that, came to us with that, I'm like, wait a second. Is this them trying to get a clean sweep in a jury vote? That's kind of what it looked like to me. And I'm like, okay, you know what? I want them gone because I kind of thought like that was like a way of a clean sweep. And you're like, oh, I'm gonna lose against you in the jury. And when you were saying that, I was like, I don't believe that for a second. I don't believe that for a second. So that's the other thing that just pushed me. And you were coming close in those comps and you beating me by 3 seconds in that immunity challenge. I'm like, yeah, I had to get you out eventually. And honestly, I think we got you out at the right time. We got you out at the right time because I think you would have done well in the close comp, and definitely you would have gave me and Justin a run for the money in that endurance competition, and that would have been crazy. So that's why I knew like you had to go because you were gonna do so well in this jury. I'm telling you.
Well, I guess pretty bitches can't win anything. It's
So,
true.
I wanted to respond
I
to
do
that if
want
I
to know
can.
why from you, Josh, because in my
Yeah.
mind, we
Yeah.
were very close, and I told like every single round, the first person I messaged was you, and so that was kind of like, why were you so set on getting me out?
So, you wanted Julian gone at 6, right? If
Yes,
at Final 5, what would have been your next course of action?
to get rid of Justin,
Justin, and then we go into the Final 4, and then what?
to get rid of Maddie, because I was going to be loyal to that final.
See, I didn't agree with getting rid of Maddie at any point. And
I mean, I see because this final tribal kind of shows why you didn't want to get rid of Maddie, but I was loyal to what I said I was going to do.
I know, but also I wanted to ask you, do you think you would have won in the Final 3?
Oh, I would have swept your asses if I was in the final 3.
That's the answer to the question right there, I think.
Well, I mean, and that's fair, but I just don't understand. Like, I'm hearing that, like, at Final 9, at Final 10, y'all wanted me out. Like, y'all wanted me before Lauren. Y'all wanted me before Sunshine. So I'm just, like, confused. Like, why were you guys so obsessed with getting me out? Like, Jesus Christ.
Oh, because I think, out of these jury members here, you're one of the top catalysts for creating votes. And I think you know that.
I mean, I definitely know I played the best game here, but you don't have to tell me that.
All right, guys, please start to wrap it up. Alrighty. Next up, we have Mr. Lee Crimson.
Oh, I've been waiting for this moment. First, before I begin, I would rather vote Tina Crimson or Jimmy before either of you three. Well, maybe one of you I would vote for over these two people, but let's get into it. Maddie, congratulations on getting 3rd place, sister. Your speech is terrible. You literally are not trying at all, and it's really annoying because I wanted this more than anything. And to have someone sit here in the Final 3 and not try really pisses me the fuck off. Okay, moving on. Josh, hi, how are ya? I barely know you at all. Let's be real here. Throughout the pre-merge, you barely said anything to me, and every time you talked to me, you were fake as fuck to me and voted with Josh and not with Josh. You voted with Julian and AG the whole fucking time. So, like, why should I give you my vote when you barely speak to me? And in my eyes, I don't even think you deserve it at this point. Like, you made it like 15 tribal councils. Okay, what about it? Like, what about it?
No, okay, like one of my faults, I guess, would be that I didn't create that connection with you in the pre-merge, but you know, in that Swap Baratat tribe, two sides quickly formed, and it was, you, Caleb, Nikki, and Billy, and I had to side with, Sunshine, Julian, Maddie, AJ, um, and uh, and then after that, you had voted for me or I don't know if you had voted for me, but I was part of the vote to get split on at the Nikki Tribal Council, and I had to make something happen there with AJ, Julian, and
I
Maddie.
voted for AJ.
Okay, yeah, no, but I got in one vote, but I wasn't sure who the one vote was. And then come to merge, like I just figured that you didn't want to work with me, and your allies had already told me you had an idol, so I had to yeah, I had to leverage that position because I knew you were one of the biggest threats in the game, and I needed.
Really?
Yeah, I think
I
you're one.
literally voted in minority most of the pre-merge. What are you talking about? Like, what
But
about it?
I don't think
Like,
that.
I voted off AJ, okay, and
No, I
AJ
don't.
was literally a waste of space.
You don't think that you had a nice road to?
No, I really didn't. Only at the first merge tribal. That was like the first big thing I pulled. Like, what are
Yeah,
you talking about?
you would have been in the final 10 with the idol. I think that's a pretty nice spot.
Okay, that's true. Okay, you win that one. Okay, I'm moving on to Grace. Grace, honestly, of all three of you, I respect your game the most. I feel like you started off in the bottom at the beginning of the merge and you worked your way up. But the issue is, every time you were in the minority, you literally freaked out for no reason. I wasn't even there when you freaked out the first time. Then you go around making plans and leaving people out of plans. Like, does that make you a hypocrite?
Okay, I knew this would have came up, and I will say, yes, that makes me the biggest hypocrite on the planet, and that is like the number one regret that I do have in my game, and I feel that really kind of fucked over my jury management here with some people, is that I would freak out and go crazy over the stuff, and then it would happen the same situation. So but I would like to apologize, take this time to apologize to you all that I approached things that way, and I think that I should have been more calm about the situations that I was a part of. And if I was more calm, I should have been taking it more seriously. Like the first vote, I don't know what the heck. I kind of got, I'm not gonna lie, I kind of felt confident there, which is why I'm like, what happened? But the Drew vote, I kind of, and I will admit, like, that's why in the Drew vote, I started tearing up because, like, not only was that, my anxiety was kind of at a high at that tribal because not only I got blindsided again, my good friend, I voted Maddie out, and I knew she was about to cry and be upset, like, knowing that. Also, I had people in the cast know, and I went around and told a couple people, I had some crazy stuff going on during that day that I was already having a really bad day because of something that happened. And with the quarantine and everything, it's just brought my emotions out at that point. So that tribal pretty much just tipped it off, but I got offline for a bit and calmed down. And then I continued to pick myself back up in the game. But I do agree, I am the biggest hypocrite here. I do agree with that. So you could drag me. I'm the hypocritical queen of the final three. But again, I apologize so much for it. It was not okay for me to get upset with y'all when I did the same thing.
Listen, I wasn't even mad that you got mad. I just found it hypocritical, in my opinion.
Yeah,
like,
but
I kind of thought it was funny. I wasn't there, but like, I kind of think that was funny.
Oh yeah, I still wanted to talk. I thought you were there for some reason, and I was like, sorry, because I still wanted to have a conversation with you and still wanted to talk to you. That's why.
I also kind of like, Like, I was also annoyed, like, you just apologized to me, and then you plot with Megan to get me out, but it got you here, so I respect it. At the end of the day, I respect it, and I'm not mad at Megan anymore either, so, Megan, if you want to talk, let's have some tea, shall we? And Maddie, I do not hate you outside of this game, just in this, like, outside of this game, I love you as a person, but in this game, like, you need to start trying, because you're pissing me off. Thank you. That's it. Who's next?
All right, thank you, Lee. We are going to go a little bit off of the order because one person does have to leave. So with that being said, Justin, you may begin.
Okay, so I just wanted to yet again congratulate you all on making it to the final three. I'm really proud of each and every single one of you, even though one of you don't want to be there. Anyway, it really makes me upset, Maddie, personally, because you know how hard I fought to try to make it there, and then I got cut off after 1 hour standing on my left leg, having an allergic reaction to me doing nothing about it. But it's okay. I love you personally. I'm glad I met you. I just wish you gave it a little more tonight, and it really disappointed me because I, as someone that's in the jury and just got voted out before final three, it really fucking hurt my feelings. I'm gonna go with Josh. So I'm really fucking proud of you. I'm really glad I got to know you. I think you surviving 15 tribals is honestly really hard to do. It reminds me of Denise pretty much, but she did all the tribals, blah, blah. I do want to know, what do you think is your biggest move?
Well, I feel like I was able to strategically plan the final, the pretty much my entire end game. I wanted Nick, then Julian, and then either you or Grace to go. For example, had you won final immunity, I would have pitched for Grace to go over
Same.
Maddie. And I think another huge move that's kind of underrated is that I went in the final four vote. I didn't get a single vote. It was between you and Maddie, and like look how the jury views Maddie at this point. And I hate that I had to lie to you about forcing a tie, but I know that if I told you that I was voting for you, you probably would have had to go to Maddie and tell them to vote for me.
Yeah.
So that was like extremely tough because I knew how much you wanted it, but like I also saw that you were probably like a big jury threat and extremely likable and great with the crowd. And so if I had to pinpoint, like a really big move, I think it was first winning the final six immunity, because the final six immunity is what got the ball rolling for my end game. And then also the escaping the final four, because I thought for sure I would be getting a vote or two. So because even Maddie was thinking that she wanted to vote for me at that round because she felt like she had a great connection with you. So
she didn't tell me that, Maddie. You didn't tell me that, Maddie. Probably would have been on the same boat, sis. Anyway.
Yeah, that's what I thought. That's what I was scared of too. So
yeah, what I said, everything that I said on that call, I meant it. But to Miss Grace, you are so proud of yourself for your little 1984 redemption. But other than your biggest moves, you said were 1, voting out Julian, and 2, winning the Final Four challenge, which I applaud you for. I don't believe those 2 were your biggest moves. Like, I want to know what was your biggest move, and why do you think it helped your game? Honestly.
Okay. I honestly feel my biggest move was definitely, I gotta say, during the Lee tribal event. That's another big one I want to say it is, because I did avoid a lot of those pre-merge tribals, so I didn't get to do much of the strategic stuff on there because my tribes kept winning everything. But that leave out, literally, it was pretty much me or Josh at that point. Like, there was no other option. But ended up getting Lee, but for the other 4, they were, especially Lee, and were thinking Grace or Josh. And the fact I went to both Lee and Nick, and I was like, the fact that I went and had a conversation with them, I feel like that not only like they could look at me and like, okay, maybe she could vote our direction. But the other thing too, that I think that also helped me, not them targeting me, because I did not want that to happen at all. And just basically my big moves is just after getting left out of the votes, I just always found a way. I always talk to people and I had conversations with them, and kind of like, and then also after voting Maddie out, I went and made amends with her, and I ended up getting in that final 3 chat and off Lauren, and at that time off Lauren's radar. And another big move I want to say I did, I was one of the main pushers to get Sunshine out of here, because he was in those final 3 deals I was going around and hearing about, and I was not very comfortable with that. And obviously he was a glue between the PAL 5. He was a piece of glue, like Lauren, between you guys. He was a piece of glue for y'all. And literally, I think with him leaving, I think that set you and Nick apart, and you guys were more open to working with people like me.
Okay. I do have one more question for Josh and Grace. The same question. So why did you both take the pussy route and take the weaker person over the stronger person? Is it just because you thought you had a better chance of beating them? Or was it just because you guys didn't want to challenge in the final 3?
I just felt the optimal game. I had to go with, like, you know, the game theory move. I had to take someone who I thought had a better chance against, because, like, you know, getting to the end of this game is so hard to do and rare to do, that I just felt like, and especially this is my first time playing an org. Like, I want to win this so badly, and like I just couldn't risk it. I couldn't risk it. And I also wanted to respond about something Grace said about a big move being the lead vote out. Had she been told by Drew or Megan the vote's going to be Josh, she would have voted me. I felt she had the least influence out of them 3 in that vote. So.
Okay, Grace?
So why I took the pussy route and got out the weaker person versus the stronger, I'm going to be clearly honest. Justin, I thought you were a bigger threat than Josh, because when you were like wanting to get Maddie out, honestly, I did not see her as a final tribal threat at all. I really did not see her as a final tribal threat. So, yeah, I didn't see, and so when you were like getting Maddie out, I was like, okay, but honestly, I'm kind of going back on it, and I think, honestly, if I could go back and rewrite history, I would have tried to push Josh, because honestly, he's over here slaying my ass right now, and that was really dumb for me to do, but it was all, in all honesty, like I said to you before I voted you out, I think you played a really, socially, you're always connected with people. You were always connected with people socially, and that kind of showed me there, like, you could have had more influence on the jury rather than myself or him, and that's why I did what I did with you.
Okay, thank you. And Maddie, I don't want you to feel left out, so what was your favorite part of this game?
Honestly, meeting so many nice new people, playing with people I haven't played yet. My not favorite part was following the leader. That was not my favorite part. I've even told so many people I was ready to take that shot. I think I did that. No, I did not.
You had the opportunity.
I did, and I didn't.
Okay.
I even told so many people I was not going to vote him out, but I was willing to tell people a lot of things I probably shouldn't.
True. Okay, I have one last thing for you, and then I'm done. If we're ever in a game together, me and you, and Julian's in there too, I want to see you target him, not work with him. I don't want another Julian Malty. Thank you. I gotta go. Love you all. My vote, I think I made up my mind tonight. I'm proud of each and every single one of you. I wish I was there with you. I'm not, but goodbye, everyone.
All right, thank you, Justin. Lauren, are you with us right now?
Yes, hello.
Hi, you are up.
Oh my God. Okay, so congratulations. Sorry in advance, because I really don't know what's going to come out of my mouth, but I'm a very honest person. Some people can't relate. So I'll start with Maddie. Maddie, I literally saved your fucking life in this motherfucking game. And you went around and voted me out of this game. I don't care that I'm voted out. I care that I actually like stuck my neck out for you when nobody else cared about you, didn't want you in the fucking game. And you turn around and you vote me out.
Yeah.
So I want to know, why would you do that when I actually like wanted to work with you? When nobody
know
else
what?
really cared about you.
I actually really wanted to work with you too, but Julian literally, he was like, okay, so we gotta get Nick out, we gotta get Lauren out, and I'm just sitting over here like, you want to go after people that just saved my ass? Okay, I see you.
I'm just saying you should not follow Julian because it gets himself out of games all the time. So he's not the best influence to follow around.
Believe me, don't get me wrong, I do regret it. I regret voting half you out. I do. And don't get me wrong, I literally did not want to vote you out. I really did not. But you weren't even that planned. Somebody else was supposed to go before you, and I really wanted our final three to work out so badly with me, you, and Grace. I even asked you, hey, how do you feel about a final three with me and you and whoever you want? You picked Grace. I supported that.
I've always wanted to work with Grace, but she always does the same thing to me every time. She'll leave me on red for 24 hours, not talk to me. So to me, that's not good gameplay.
Yeah.
Like, not good gameplay, for one. So Grace, why do you leave people waiting for 24 hours before you reply to them? What is that to do with your gameplay? I need to know.
Okay, so first of all, I will say that that is a huge regret on my part, and I actually have no excuse for doing that to you. I thought, I'm gonna be real, I thought I was doing better with the responding in this game, but by the way this jury is looking and the way this jury is coming for me and saying, I honestly is like it hasn't worked out very well because I've just been so irresponsible about it, and that's my biggest regret in this game. It's just basically doing that to you, and I know that I have no chance at your vote tonight, but I just want to say,
you never know. I came in here with an open mind, so I'm really I don't know how I'm voting, but we'll see.
But I
be
do
shocked. Some people may not. Who knows?
But I do apologize for doing that to you, and I should have given you. And that was like when I was asked earlier what was my worst move. That was, you know how I said I talked about you in that? That was literally the worst thing I could have done. I should have gotten close to you. I really should have.
I literally like when we made that final three, people wanted you out. I said no, I don't want to vote Grace. So I threw it on Josh. And then you voted me out. So makes me look like Boo Boo the Fool.
Okay, and again, I'm sorry for that part too. It's just like I wanted that final three would have worked out. That's the thing. I wanted that final three. I did want it to work out because that's why I agreed to it in the first place, because I wanted to see where it could take me in this game. But basically, when your name came out, it's just I found out that you were so close with Sunshine and Justin, and you were like super duper close with them. I kind of made me feel, in the fact that like you didn't tell me or Maddie about the PAL 5 group that was created. That kind
For
of
one, I forgot about that because that was not even like a thing, like at all.
But I feel that but hearing about those final threes and everything, that me and Maddie were not the only deals that you had, it showed me there how social you really were. And at that time, it had me thinking, I wonder if Lauren agreed to this, like she could have agreed to this to just like have a connection with me and Maddie so she can be able to play both of the sides and get back to her other people. And that was what I was thinking in my mind during that time. And honestly, you're right. It's terrible gameplay. And I will come out and straight out say that. I probably did the worst out of this final three by doing that. And I'm over here owning up to it because it's just, am very sorry that I did that, and I will take this opportunity here and that you told me about it, and I will work on it, and I will not do it, and I will try to avoid it as best as I can in the next time I play something.
Okay, thank you. And Josh, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
What move was your move and not someone else's? Like, whose was your vote to vote off? That no one else, like, that you decided yourself and went to people.
Oh, easily final six because I won immunity, and that's when everyone came to me and was like, "What are we gonna do this round?" Yeah, Nick. Everyone was like, if I had said a different name, I am very confident it would have been a different name. You know, Justin was telling me, uh, I'm gonna follow your lead on this, and same with Grace because winning immunities at such a pivotal position at 6 or 7, I think it really got the ball rolling for me, um, especially in the end game. And I was never a target in the 5th and 4th, and I don't think that's because I was a GOAT. I think it was because like I was able to deflect the vote off of me, and but easily final 6 because I think that my hands were all over that more than anyone.
Okay, thank you.
Alrighty. Next up, we have Miss Megan.
Is it my turn already? Okay. I just want to start by saying I'm really excited to be here, and I'm really happy to be on a 1984 jury for the first time. I'm excited to be on the other side of things and to be laughing at all the shit talking rather than getting all the shit talking. Thank you, Nick. So shout out to season 4. It was terrible. I honestly do think you guys are getting it a lot easier than I did. Anyway, to the final 3. Congratulations, all 3 of you have lasted longer than me, which I think is a huge accomplishment, as well as everyone else in the jury. I think everyone will agree with me in saying that there's a lot of players on the jury that are probably more deserving of the win, but alas, we are here, you are there. So we have to pick one of you 3. I had different things to say, but now I'm all fucked up in the head because y'all are going nuts tonight. First, I want to talk to Maddie. Maddie, I don't have a question for you. I don't care to hear what you say. I don't think any of your words matter tonight. You've even said yourself none of your words matter tonight. I had a total of 0 DMs with you this entire season. I'm not voting for you. I apologize. But I do want to say you got to Final 3 farther than I did, so congratulations. I hope to see you play in other games, and I hope to see you play without Julian because I really want to see what you are capable of because I think you're a sweet girl. To Grace. Grace, I think you are hilarious. I think you are adorable. I think you are emotional. Sometimes more emotional than me, which I didn't think was possible. And I really think that you played a very, very, very good end game. I think you did amazing from Final 7 on. My qualm with that is that I don't really think you played the game whatsoever until maybe Final 7. I'm going to ask you a question about that in a minute. To Josh, I think you also played an amazing game. I think you and Grace had similar games, but also very different, so it's really hard to differentiate. But I think you are kind of living out what I wanted in this game because I wanted to come into this playing under the radar. I wanted to come into this playing strategic in that manner, and I'm just too big of a personality and too annoying. So I couldn't pull that out. So congrats to you for doing that under the radar game. I really applaud you for that. So my first question is for Grace. Grace, I said that I feel like you didn't really even play this game until Final 7 on. Can you tell me why you waited so long to start playing the game?
I was still, so basically before Final 7, I was in a situation where I felt like my back, I was in a corner. I felt that I was in a corner, and so basically I had to play under the radar. I had to play under the radar as well. And I know it does to you guys. And I was already coming in aware that you guys probably thought I did absolutely nothing before that, well, one, like in the pre-march, I went to one tribal council, and that was pretty much a union vote, get Billy out of here, because he was really inactive, but he was being messy as hell like 30 minutes before tribal. And I already had my connections with Josh. I had a connection with Drew. I had a TJ, not much room with Billy. And so that's like literally the only strategic side I got to face with. And then even on the POW tribe, I got into an alliance with Justin and Drew. And so had we lost in that situation, I had conversations with, I reached out to all of you guys. And so I think if we went to a tribal, not gonna lie, I think that I would have probably been safe in that situation. And then we were on Mo. Had we lost, I wanted to go ahead and make a move on Julian then, because of the fact he was giving up on himself so hard, and like you were already after him and everything. I would have been fine with that. And the thing is that what I did game-wise, because I kept winning so much immunities, I just pushed myself harder in those immunity challenges, like the music video. Like I said, I did my makeup. I looked like a monster. I did all of that. I really did. And so that's all I pretty much like was able to do, was push myself harder. And like you coming to me, hey, do you want to share idol clues? Yes, I agree with that. And I shared, and I was honest with my numbers to you, and you were honest with your numbers to me. And that helps with my search as much as it helped with yours. And then going into the merge, literally my gameplay had you guys voted Julian out. My plan that I wanted to have would have worked, because I voted, because Lauren in that case would have been idled out in that situation. But you guys would have saw me as voting for Julian, and I would have finally been able to integrate with you guys. But AJ obviously left, because I was out of that vote. But had Julian like did that, I would have been integrated with y'all. And even though I was left out of that vote, I still was talking to Drew. I was talking to Josh. I was talking to TJ. I was talking to Justin. I went around and made my rounds to every single person. I went around and I did that and tried to keep myself socially at a good note. And even getting left out of the AJ vote, I still have went through this game and have not received a single vote. And it was me and Josh on that other tribe. And U4 had that little alliance group that was going on, that chat. I went to Nick, I went to Lee to be sure my name was off their radar. And that way they would have targeted Josh over myself, and it would have been fine. And then the Drew vote, and I'm going to be real with you. I wanted to make a move on him, because me and Justin were talking about that. I wanted to, but then got left out of that vote on top of that. So, and even after that Drew vote, I was on the bottom. I still socialized, and I still got myself to the top. And that is what I pretty much had to do before Final 7, was because of being in that minority and being automatically paired with Julian, Maddie, and Drew. I had to vote. And that's why I voted Julian. I wanted to show you guys are more than welcome to work with me, because look, I voted Julian, who y'all thought I was going to go buddy in this game with. I voted for Julian. And that's basically what I did for it. And so even if I wasn't playing the most dominant or the most flashy game, I was still talking. And, because of that talking, I still had not gotten a single vote against me at all this whole entire game. And when I was not vulnerable at a tribal council, I still pushed hard in those immunity challenges to be sure my tribe won them.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate that answer, Grace. Like I said, I think you really played a really great end of game. When I first joined jury in Ponderosa, I probably thought in my head that there would be 0% chance I'd be voting for you. That obviously has changed since then. I am obviously considering voting for you, so I really appreciate your answering that. One last thing that I just want to say to you, and I guess this is going to be like my mean part of the night, but I know that you've been playing a really great game since Final 7, since I left, since Nick, everything, but at a lot of the most recent tribal councils and videos that have been posted, I've seen a little bit of cockiness in you. And I have been a little bit turned off by that in the way that you've acted at some of the tribals. I've seen a lot of cockiness, actually. So notes for the future, I guess, maybe hold things in a little bit more so it doesn't come off as arrogant. But I really do appreciate you giving me that answer, and you did really great.
All right, and I do apologize for the cockiness and the arrogance. That was very That was very unacceptable on my part, and I will beware that whenever I'm at tribal council again, and I'll just approach things more calmer.
It's okay. It's okay. Trust me, Grace. I've been there. I've gotten the insults and the critiques at the finals before. So I do appreciate you answering that question in that manner. Last thing I want to say, I guess I kind of have a question for Josh. It's kind of not really a question. It's kind of more of like a hypothetical, but this is something that I said to Drew at the Final 13. It was either like in the midst of the AJ vote or right after the AJ vote ended. I said to Drew, I know that Josh has come to us saying he wants to work with us, and I like that and I appreciate that. But I said, Drew, Josh is incredibly intelligent. He is very smart. I think he's incredibly dangerous. I think he needs to go sooner than later because he will get to the end. Can you tell me how the fuck you changed my mind? Because I called it. I knew it. How did you change my mind? How do you change other people's mind? How did you get people who knew you as the smart person you are and then go, well, we're not going to vote him then. We're not going to target him. How did you switch that around?
I think it's a combination of like me directly talking to you and like trying to form a connection, but also other people giving their opinion on me to you. For example, Drew probably thought, I'm so trustworthy. I'm someone you should continue to take. Same thing with Grace, probably thought the same thing. Nick probably thought the same thing. So I think it's a combination of a lot of people giving their perception of me at the time to you to change your perception. I did want to ride with you two to a very far point, but I probably would have changed the direction of plan if I ended up perceiving that you guys would have been the jury threats, because at the time you guys were like perceived as like the evil pair in a sense. But you know what, you have to play the cards that you're dealt in the game, and that's what everyone kind of thought at the time, and you kind of have to always change your opinion. But like, to answer your question like more direct, I just think it's what I try to ingrain to other people and then have that kind of spread instead of just trying to convince you one-to-one.
Okay. All right. That's all the questions I have. One last thing to each of you. Maddie, I'd like to talk to you at some point in my life. Don't be a stranger. I think you're sweet. Sorry that this happened this game. I hope you do well in the future. Grace, I think you did amazing. Your game has definitely improved since I first played with you on I Love Money, and I hope to see you keep killing games in the future. Josh, congratulations.
Alrighty, in closing out the jury questioning, we have the sunniest one around, Mr. Sunshine.
Ooh, I was waiting for this one for a while. That was like 6 or 7 beers ago. So my first thing that I want to go, I have a notepad right here. I took some notes. So my first thing that I want to say is, I'll start with Maddie. Don't discredit yourself. You found 2 idols. Nobody else can say that they found 2 idols in this game. They were misplaced. I mean, they were misused. Obviously, like, we watched them. But don't miscredit the fact that you found 2 idols and that you did what you had to do. Like, yes, you played with Julian and everyone linked you guys together, but establish the whole fact that like nobody else found 2 idols in this game. Like, own that. I'm gonna go up to Josh now. Josh, I've told the whole jury for the last, I don't know how long I've been there, that there was 2 things that I didn't want to hear during tonight. Was Grace saying that she didn't get a vote, and you saying that you went to every single tribal besides one of them. You changed my mind with the way that you said that you went to every single tribal. Like, the way that you spoke about it, I put a little check mark next to every single time that you mentioned it, and how you defended each one of the times that you went, or what you were saying when you were talking about going to tribal. So I gave you 4 checks out of the 5 times that you had talked about it. So that I liked how you talked about that, because I've been in both of your shoes. I've been to 2 Final 3 tribal councils before, and I was never voted once. And I've also went to every single tribal council besides one because it was a double tribal council. So I saw both of those stories coming into tonight. Josh, you presented yourself off with a great story. I really appreciated your story about like how you said that you had meat shields going in. And I really liked how you kicked it with that fucking poker talk. Like, that was one thing that you and we talked about one night, like the only conversation that we had on call for 45 minutes, and we were talking about poker. Like, that was one thing that like really like intrigued me about your game. Like, I understand exactly where you're coming from, like on the whole poker thing and like how you made that work in your Survivor game. So that's one thing that you have really, really going on for me giving you my vote tonight. One question, because I had asked a jury, Josh, and I'll let you answer this real fast. If you had won the final four immunity, who are you taking in your final three?
Justin and Maddie.
You're going to take Justin and Maddie.
Yes.
All right, cool.
And I think it would have happened because Maddie had said at Final Five that she would have preferred Grace to go, and I think that like Grace has a lot of likability to her, and I think she's obviously a threat to win this game, so I think that it would have been the better decision.
All right, I have a lot to talk about for Grace. First of all, I have the most notes about Grace. In your opening speech, when you said you got over to Malt, and you said that you talked to everybody, you didn't talk to me. That was lies. Like, you didn't talk to me. Then you were also saying that you were aware about the Julian vote, and that's why you voted for Julian when AJ got voted out. You were told Julian so we could watch the Julian idol. Like, so you were unaware about that. Like, that's false news when you said that. What I will say is I'm very proud of the game that you played. You won 2 immunities when it mattered the most. I'm also very proud of you because you never, ever for once stated, hey, like, I never got voted for. Like, that was not anything that you relied on when you were doing your speeches. Like, that's one thing that I thought that you were going to rely on the most. And that's one thing that made me very proud about, like, your speech. Like, that, I'm very proud. Like, you're a fighting chick. Like, that was very, very impressive. Like, all I'm going to say to Grace is my vote's still up in the air. Can you win my vote? Because I might be voting for Josh tonight. Like, Grace, win my vote.
Okay, so I think you should vote for me because you saying the talk about me not talking to you, like kind of like a Lauren situation. I do apologize if I wasn't exactly the fastest at responding to y'all's messages. Like, that is something I still need to work on in these. I still need to work on in these games because it's completely unacceptable. And I agree with that. But I think you should vote. Like, I think you should vote for me because I still came in here. I still worked my hardest at these immunities, and I still worked hard at these immunities that we have here in the pre-merge. And then when the merge came, I literally, and it's still, even when I was left out of the AJ, but like, I knew, like, you were like, I was aware Julian was going. Yeah, okay. If the way I said that, okay, then I was not aware that y'all had this whole AJ plan in action. But in my thinking, I thought y'all were getting rid of Julian, and I was hoping that because I voted for him at that tribal, that you guys came in here, that you guys would give me a possible chance, because the fact that you guys put me together with Julian, and that part right there, I feel that you guys put me together with Julian, and I think I wanted to use that move right there to show you guys that I am open to working with any person in this game. I wanted to use that move to benefit myself by doing that, and I really wanted it to pay off. So I understand, like, I was aware about the whole Julian thing. I knew he was getting votes, but I still didn't know about the AJ one, and that was a good move on y'all's part. But basically, I just kept talking and socializing with the people who I was working with, the people who I was working with, and the people who are willing to work with me here in this game. I just kept socializing and just kept going and still kept my head held high, no matter me being left out, no matter what. I still kept my head held high, and I came in like, in this early merge, like I still. Another thing, like me knowing about TJ's idol win, another thing I could say, I knew about TJ's idol win. No one else did. And had he stayed in, I was so ready to make some plans with that idol and do what I could have done to do what I could have done to do that.
The one thing that I want to say to you, Grace, is the night that we blindsided Drew, I had told Lauren and Justin that we needed to let you know about this vote on Drew because I didn't want you left out of this vote. So that's one thing that I want to let you know, that like before the vote went down, I had wanted to let you know what was going on. And then when Drew got voted out and you were upset, that was one thing that I was just like, guys, like we need to like talk to her. And it was one thing that I'd wanted to let you know before the vote. My next thing is for Josh. Hearing what Grace just said, maybe she might have won my vote over. Like, how would you want to win my vote over?
Yeah, I think I played this game, start to finish. I don't think Grace played start to finish. I think that I had to play every single day of this game, and that, and every time that I was set back, on a vote, I was able to recover even better than I was before. I used the meat shield strategies. I knew what threats were in the game. I knew what threats would become after the threats left the game. So I always knew what was going to probably be my next plan. I played the cards I was dealt. I think I tried to play it to the best of my ability. I tried to stay ahead of the curve. Each vote out, became harder and harder, but I truly feel that I voted out the correct people in the correct order. And did you have something to respond?
Well, no, because I know that I only have like a limited amount of time. Like I have 2 questions left. One's going to be like, if I don't know where I'm voting for, I have a tiebreaker question. This one is actually specifically for you, Josh. Do you think it's more valuable to go to tribal council first to establish relationships, or do you think it's better to stay on the honeymoon phase as long as you can and not go to tribal council?
I think that going to tribal council first is probably the better long-term plan, but the worst short-term plan, because obviously you have the threat of going home, but the bonds you make after tribal council totally outweigh the bonds you make while you're always safe, because everyone's always telling each other what they want to hear when they're safe. But once you get to a vote, you're always going to see where people truly lie. So I would have to go with going to tribal first.
All right, and I cannot figure out what my final vote is after hearing your final speeches. Maddie, when is my birthday without looking at Facebook?
Fucking no. Don't ask me that. I don't know.
I'm asking all 3 of you guys this.
I don't know.
Just like January 1st. Doesn't have to be a year. If I can't figure it out, I'm going by whoever's closest to my birthday.
September something. That's what I'm going with.
I know that you're like 33, I believe. Right?
Yeah. So Maddie, you're saying September what?
I'm saying September something. I don't know.
So September what? Give me a number.
20th.
All right. Josh, give me a number.
I'm gonna go March 10th.
All right. And Grace, give me a birthday.
You give me major Libra vibes. Major Libra vibes. So I'm going to October 10th.
You said what? October what?
October 10th.
All right. I'm ready for the final speeches.
Alrighty, so with that, this jury questioning portion of Final Tribal is over with. However, we do still have our closing arguments to get to. So since Grace started in the beginning. Maddie will start now, and then Josh, and then Grace will finish us out. So Maddie, you may begin whenever you are ready. You have 5 minutes again.
Yes, sir. So it's pretty clear. I really don't have anything else to say, but I will tell you what I did for each vote. For AJ, I didn't even know he was going. I did Lauren because she had a power. I didn't know what it was. Nobody knew what it was except for who she told. So that's why I did Lauren that AJ vote. I think it was Lee who left after AJ, right? I didn't even know Lee was going. I don't even know. Well, I can't say I voted Lee because I didn't. Jason, I voted Lauren again because she had a power. Jason wasn't even supposed to go. I was supposed to go. Drew. Let me tell you, Drew, honestly, I really wanted to work with you this game. I really did. And you were coming for me. And Nick was like, you know what? We're going to take Drew out. So I hopped on that vote. I can't even. Oh, wait. Okay. Lauren, I voted you. I don't even know why I did that. I didn't even want to do that. I really didn't. Like I said, like you all said, my game was overpowered by Julian. If he wasn't in this game, I'm pretty sure I could have did a lot more than I did. So if I don't get, like, I know I'm not getting votes. It's okay. I'm not going to be mad. So, I can't even say anything else because I really did not do shit this season except for find 2 idols, which I forgot I found those. That Julian played, misplayed. That was it. So that's all I'm gonna say because I'd rather not continue with my nonsense. So.
My turn, right? Okay.
Already, yes, Josh, you were up. Sorry about that.
It's been an incredible journey. I have nothing but respect for all of you. I know, like, in this game, I might have come off very cold, a little bit of a game bot, but like, I played the cards I was given this game, and at the core, that's kind of how I am in this game, as just being my first time ever doing one of these types of things. And I think you have to play to your strengths in this game, and I think I did that. I think I grew tremendously, and for all the pre-merge, I was always labeled as the easy vote, someone that we could always get target, right now. And I think I knew how to play the bottom extremely well in the pre-merge and make myself seem useful, which would become all my game in the merge. And outside of the Levo, I wasn't targeted the rest of the game, and I don't think I was not targeted because I was not a threat. I think I was not targeted because of the game that I was trying to play. And I think I utilized the meat shields. I think I knew who the threats were. I tried to always stay 1 or 2 steps ahead, but not too much further than that, because I didn't want to lose sight of what was actually going on. But overall, I think I played the best game that I could have done in the position that I was given. So I hope you guys can respect that, and it has been an honor and a pleasure playing with all of you. Thank you.
Okay, so I'm wrapping it out. All right, first, I do want to start my closing speech with apologizing to every single one of you guys, especially Sunshine and Lauren, for not being as social as I needed to be with you two. I feel that was definitely a downgrade to my game, and it really did not help my case here tonight. And y'all, and I wish y'all luck in voting whoever you feel in your heart is the best winner. But I came in this season, I wanted to redeem, like, honestly, I've been playing more Facebook orgs and everything. I wanted to come in here and redeem myself from my 1984 season, because I felt in that game I was not ever in control, and I basically felt like I did nothing the whole entire time, and I would have lost very easily here. And it just feels so good for me. I just feel really happy that I could be here tonight with you guys and be pleading my case for why I want to win. But I came in this game, I came in and I wanted to be immune for the number of tribes that were here. I wanted to be immunity strong, that if because I didn't feel like, yeah, maybe going to all these tribals that can give you a one up on top of me, and you having more being able to have more capability to strategize. But my strategy in that pre-merge was to do my hardest in the challenges, and I just got lucky with the tribe, the hand that I was dealt with on the tribes. And then when the merge came, I always went from the bottom I was at the bottom to the top in the beginning of this merge. I was, and I had to always work myself up there to be able to be a part of moves and be able to play my game. And kind of like Josh is over here saying he had his target set. I had my targets set as well. On top of that, I needed to go when they needed to go. And so that's why the choices that I made in this game and the votes that I did, that's why I felt that way. Because literally all of y'all said it, like their jury members deserve to be here. Guys are right. And I myself, you know what? I'll be fine with voting this person out. Let's do it. Let's do it. I'm completely fine with that. And I came in here and wanted to play in my immunity wins. And I strategically won those. And I almost won, and I want to make another statement. I almost won the 2 immunities before that, the card immunity and the chest immunity. I almost won the 2 of those, but I was beat by 3 seconds in the first one and a move in the second one. And then I finally won the closed one to ensure Julian went home and battled it out with Justin. And Justin, as much as he was like saying, Grace, come down, come down, come down, I stayed up there because I wanted to be here. And I knew I would have gone home, and I did it to protect myself, to get here in front of you guys tonight. And I feel that that's what I could have done. And and another thing, I do want to apologize. I really hate that you guys that were hurt by the way I was acting. Anybody in the game that was very unacceptable of me and not okay at all. And I completely understand where you guys are coming from as a jury. And yeah, and the final thing, I just want to recap. I received 0 votes this whole season. And from the vibe I'm getting, had I cut Josh, I could have had a chance at a perfect game. But I thought that I could have had a chance against Josh, which is why I felt comfortable with bringing him. Obviously, that was wrong on my part, but the fact that I don't think I'm going to get a perfect game, because honestly, Josh came over here and slayed me in this whole entire thing. But I do want to put out there, I played half of a perfect game at least. I didn't receive any votes in the merge, and I was vulnerable at many different times, and I still never got those votes, and I still kept myself out there and still made sure I was sociable. But that's what I got to say. And I wish you luck in the voting, and I wish luck to my fellow finalists, and may the best person win this game.
All right. Awesome. Thank you, jury. Thank you to the final 3. That was definitely an eventful final tribal council. If everybody, for the last time, can go send in who you want to be the winner of Surviving 1984, I will be back once I have all the votes written down.
Did everybody try the chicken?
Oh my God.
The chicken was not lovely this season.
My vote is locked. Period.
Oh my God. I think I know what's about. I think I know what's about to happen, but I'm still nervous. So.
And one last thing I have to say is, This was life-changing for the both of us.
Hashtag Team Crimson for the win.
My vote is locked and loaded, and it's not gonna change.
My vote is also locked.
Megan, your vote's locked, but is it loaded?
First vote.
We'll find out at the reunion.
First vote, Kemi.
Yes, Kimmy.
That's my winner.
Next one has to be HLC. I swear to God, or else we riot.
This is actually my real vote. I'm not going to show it on camera because I don't want to leak the surprise. So I'm just going to actually throw it into the urn.
If it's
There.
not HLC, we riot.
Well, is she in the final three?
This is also my real vote, and it is secured. I'm gonna put it into the urn myself.
Should everyone just like throw their vote in an urn?
I don't have a paper vote, but I just want to know if this little thing up here can I play that for myself? Does that come off? I want it. Can it be like Megan gets back into the game at Final 3
Girl, Bob.
And then we'll have to ask you questions.
Oh, honey, I would have answers for you in a heartbeat.
Megan, do you really want to go back to a finale? Remember what happened last time, sister?
Oh, I think this time would have been a lot better for me, to be quite honest. I think if I had made it, I think this time would have been a lot easier on the motion. And I'm prepared now because I've been to more therapy sessions. Thank you. Good night.
Nick, we saw the eye roll. Be careful. Eye rolls can fuck your team.
Eye rolls are locked and loaded, baby.
Oh, I rolled my eyes so many times during this final tribal council. Like,
Lee, I know. I took notes.
Leave for the season.
I rolled my eyes probably like 20, 30 times, maybe more.
Yo, I'm not gonna lie. I thought Lauren snapped at Dead Man Walking finale. So she snapped tonight.
Oh, she looks
So,
fucking
like,
pissed.
Alrighty, I have the votes.
Everybody, please mute.
Joe.
Remember,
Yes, good luck.
you want to see your name on the parchment. These are votes for a winner. First vote, Josh. Grace. It's one vote Josh, one vote Grace. Josh. Grace. It's 2 votes Josh, 2 votes Grace. Josh. Grace. It's 3 votes Josh, 3 votes Grace. Josh. It's 4 votes Josh, 3 votes Grace. Grace. It's 4 votes Josh, 4 votes Grace. Josh. That's 5 votes Josh, 4 votes Grace, 1 vote left. Grace, which means we have a tie. So now the power shifts over to Maddie. Maddie, please send who you want to be the winner of the season in your production chat.
Oh my god.
Okay, so at this point, I do need everybody to mute. I am going to send the Hangout or the Zoom link to all of the pre-jurors now so they can join us for the official winner reveal.
I will be back when I get the vote.
I'm going to turn the camera off.
Megan, can you message JJ and tell him that I need a minute? Because I'm like right in the middle of.
Yeah, I got you. Is it finale? Is it finale already?
Megan, we saw that.
What?
Watch the eye rolls.
Megan looked at Lauren and said, "Did you do that?" And Lauren looked right at her and back at her and said, "Yeah, I did."
I mean, I literally, I got to I switched my phone.
Lauren!
It was me? Oh my god, I didn't expect it to be me.
Oh my god.
Lauren, what happened to Manpower?
Oh, trust me.
Need everybody to mute.
I'm never gonna.
Everybody mute.
We are going to give out the link to the pre-jurors so they can come on if they would so like to. We're going to give it one more minute and then we will reveal the winner. Alrighty. I have the votes.
Okay, Blake, tell the pre-jurors what just happened.
So, for the people just coming in, we had the jury votes and we ended with a 5-5 split. So the power now shifts over to Maddie, and Maddie is the 11th and final juror to cast their vote. So with that being said, the winner of Surviving 1984 is Josh.
Congrats, Josh. Woo!
Congratulations, Josh. You have won the first season of Surviving 1984.
Congrats. Congrats. Oh my God. Congrats.
I don't know why y'all acting shocked.
I know, I was surprised. Grace, you played an amazing game.
Honestly,
honestly, I love it that like if Grace won, she would have been freaking out. But then Josh is like, "Thank you, thank you."
Josh is such a game bot. Josh is like, yeah.
I want to
did
cry.
that.
I want to cry.
He just can't. He physically can't.
Thank
I
you.
actually don't know what happened. What was the result of everything?
I'm Billy coming in at the last second.
Mark is coming in, so we'll wait to tell Billy what happened until Mark pops up really quick. I just admitted him.
How's the money, Billy? I heard
I'm shook at that whole vibe, though. I'm very shook. I did not expect that. I thought Josh was about to sweep the hell out of me.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Megan said I did too.
So for the people just coming in, we had the 10 jurors cast their vote. We ended up having a tie, a 5-5 split. So the power shifted over to Maddie, and Maddie voted for Josh to be the winner of the season.
So I do want to say my winner pick on the cast assessment was Josh. So I correct.
Wow.
Really? I did not expect that.
Disgusting.
Well, Michael really meant that.
Just has a 100% ratio into it, and then just go fucking joke out for real. Holy fuck. Guys, good job to you too. Oh, salty both of you fucking idiots.
That's a good
Right,
one.
yeah. No.
Congrats to everyone.
Oh, hey, for real.
See, Megan, I don't always just vote for winners. Sometimes I vote for second placers.
This was my
I voted a majority. What?
This was my vote.
Wait a minute, hold on. I voted for a winner this time. Last time I voted for a winner, I was only the only person to vote for them.
I also voted for Grace.
Grace, we tried. We tried.
Wait, who
Great.
are my votes?
I voted for you.
I voted for you.
It was Lee, Nick, Julian, Jason, and Lauren. Am I correct?
Wait, I thought Lauren hated women.
I thought Lauren was voting
Yeah,
for Josh.
that makes sense.
Lauren?
Yeah.
So
Lauren
Josh's
her vote.
votes. So Josh's votes were from Justin, Megan, Sunshine, Drew,
Oh, that's a bad week.
and AJ.
That's a terrible week.
So can we talk about the fact that I came in here expecting to vote Grace, Lauren came in here expecting to vote Josh, and me and Lauren flipped our votes, so it still would have gone to a tie anyway.
It was going to be a tie. I kind of
screaming at that.
Y'all want to get to some awards?
That was a tough final tribal.
Y'all, this is the
Yeah,
only
that
thing I
was
can.
really-
This is the only thing I can possibly win. So I need everybody to be quiet.
Right.
I'm sorry,
Right,
Grace.
everybody- Everybody please mute so that we can do these without like
We already see most. We already see some of those.
Congrats, guys.
Okay. So we have the awards for the season. First up, we have most robbed pre-juror.
Queens.
The nominee for most robbed.
I need everybody to mute please so that we can hear Blake.
The nominees for most robbed pre-juror were Gwen, Napolito, and Nick. So the winner for most robbed pre-juror is Napolito. Napolito was in a really good position up until he swapped onto that POW tribe where he found himself in the minority. Otherwise, he would have probably gone decently far in this game. So Napolito was the most robbed pre-juror. Next up, we have most robbed juror. The nominees for most robbed juror were Justin, Julian, and Lauren. The winner for most robbed juror is Lauren.
That queen.
Lauren was in probably the best spot in this game. at the merge onward until she found the vote get flipped on her 5 minutes before tribal council. And when I say 5 minutes, it was right before tribal where the
The
vote ended.
Zoom was already made, and me and Blake were unable to go on the call. That's how close to the tribe
Sorry, Lauren.
was made.
So for Lauren, if she would have played her idol, I do believe she would have made it very close to the end of this game.
I think that day, like an hour before, I told Blake, I said, Lauren is the winner of the season. Like, that's what's going to happen. So.
Alrighty, next up, we have Best Move. The nominees for Best Move were the Drew blindside, Justin convincing Maddie that she was going home in order to flush her idol at the final 11 tribal council, and the Lauren blindside. The winner of Best Move goes to the Lauren blindside. The Lauren blindside definitely shifted the rest of this game in a completely different direction. Like I said, Lauren was socially good with almost everybody in the game. So Lauren leaving the game really changed the direction that this game was going to go. And that even left production blindsided.
Yeah.
We did not expect that. So Best Move goes to the Lauren blindside.
Just to confirm, that whole entire day, Nick was the one that was leaving. So, yeah.
I was one that was what?
Nick was the one that was leaving that entire day, and it was before that the votes started coming in for Lauren instead.
For Worst Move, the nominee is Lee getting blindsided at the final 12 tribal council.
I agree with this.
And the second one is all of the idols misplays. This whole season,
production agrees with
That's my only move. That's my only move. Please don't make that the worst move.
Oh, I hope it is the worst.
I said I want an award. I did not want this one.
I hope you get it.
I'm screaming.
The winner for Worst Move goes to Lee getting blindsided at the final 12 tribal council. And this it was a good move for Josh and Grace. However,
absolutely
Lauren and production was honestly confused why Megan and Drew made this move, because Lee was going to be loyal to Drew and Megan. And
period.
Yes, he had an idol, but at the same time, I think Lee would have done whatever he could to keep that group together. And knowing that you guys were going to become pretty upcoming targets, that we didn't really understand why you guys decided to take Lee out that way.
I want an award. I want an award. Fine.
I want to say something about.
Lee, do you hear America cheering?
I want to say
America was on my side.
America cheer.
I want to say one thing about this move. Megan, you definitely have taken credit for this move, but this move was not yours at all. What happened with this move is that Grace, Josh, and Drew had a chat, and they were going in to convince you to convince Grace to do this move. So it was a lot of behind-the-scenes work from Drew.
Hey, Drew.
So they would get you to
Hey, Drew, you got worst move of the season. Drew can win this.
For winner of the season.
I didn't do that move.
So, yeah.
I didn't do that move.
So Megan, as much as you thought this was your move, Drew had that set up to make it you think that it was your move. And I think that was very well done on Drew's part. Because
I'm okay with
still,
taking the
as
credit
of
on the
today, we're
side.
saying
At least it's not your dumb move.
Period.
That's fine. That's
period.
fine.
All right, next award is Best Alliance. The nominees for Best Alliance are the Unicorns, the Blindsiders, and the PAL Blindside Alliance.
I was never in any of these alliances.
Let's say who was a part of each one.
For the Unicorns, Maddie, Grace, and Julian were in that alliance. The Blindsiders consisted of Sunshine, Justin, and Lauren. And the PAL Blindside Alliance consisted of...
That was Maddie, Julian, Grace, Josh, and Megan.
Terrible.
If
Winner.
the alliance that me and Julian were in wins, I will shit my pants because like if me and Julian win Best Alliance, I will lose my mind.
The winner for Best Alliance goes to the POW Blindside Alliance. So as funny as this may seem for some people, the POW Blindside Alliance was probably the most successful alliance in the aspect of making moves happen at the merge. So for that, the POW Blindside Alliance wins Best Alliance. For the most entertaining alliance, the Blindsiders definitely took the cake for that one. I thoroughly enjoyed every single one of their calls. It was very entertaining. So yeah, POW Blindside Alliance, you are the best alliance.
I didn't even know it was an alliance, like, to be quite honest.
We worked together for 2 votes. The vote and live night.
Good.
Let's see what the next award is.
Social Butterfly. So for Social Butterfly, the nominees are Grace, Lauren, and Nick.
I was wrong.
Winner, the winner for Social Butterfly goes to Lauren. Like I said, Lauren was probably the most socially connected person in this game. She had deals, social bonds with every single person at the merge. So for that reason, Lauren is Social Butterfly.
That queen.
I would like to say Lauren played such a dirty game, but she was so social. I love seeing Lauren play this game because we've seen her do like not very well in the other 1984 games she's played, but this game is exactly what I've been waiting for from Lauren for 6 months. And so I'm the game that Lauren played.
Oh, I've been waiting for this for years, Michael. I've been waiting for this for years.
I would have been engaged.
What's
Alrighty.
next?
The next one is the biggest comp beast. So for this one, we have Josh, Julian, Nick, and Grace for the nominees. The winner for biggest comp beast goes to
Who?
Nick.
Oh, Nick.
Nick did not attend a single pre-merge tribal council. Nick also won the hero challenge for their tribe in the beginning stage of this game, along with another individual immunity comp later in the game.
2 individual immunity comps.
Wait a minute. Didn't Lauren avoid every pre-merge tribal council?
But did she win 2 immunity comps? Don't think so.
No, I won 1, baby, 1.
Did she win
No,
the heroes challenge? Don't think so.
No, but Lauren did balance the piece of
Lauren
paper
did win one
mouth.
for her. Yes. Lauren should have been nominated. She was robbed of a nomination.
Exactly. Period. Move on.
All right, next award is the biggest strategist. For this one,
Are we surprised to see Megan?
Josh,
I am.
and Justin for our nominations. The winner for biggest strategist goes to
All I can see is eat pussy.
Josh.
of course.
A lot of people wanted to say that Josh was not doing much, but behind the scenes, Josh was doing a lot. And Josh knew how to plant seeds and pick every single one of his moves and be so strategic about what he was going to do next. He would send super long confessionals describing in full detail what he was going to do every single round. And for that reason, Josh was the biggest strategist.
You didn't make plans with me.
My only one that never sends confessionals.
Like I barely know Josh. Like, I feel like I know Josh for like 2 minutes. Like I just don't get it.
I'm still
Note
confused
to
as to how my
self- note to
funny
self
ass
if
got
I ever
comp
played-
beast.
Note to self, if I ever play another org with Josh, work with him and take them out as soon as I can. Do not bring him anywhere close to a finale.
Like I barely know Josh.
All right, next award is the biggest underdog of the season. Nominees for underdog are Maddie, Grace, and Julian.
Oh, I think Grace won this one.
The winner for biggest underdog is
Week.
Julian.
Oh.
Me
All
at
the way-
that. I have words.
Ever since
Hey guys, let Blake talk, please.
ever since the merge and the vote beforehand, Julian was called out in front of everybody and put in a very bad position in the merge. Julian learned how to take that underdog status and play the best game he possibly could from it. Julian was back against the wall for a very large portion of the game.
Julian came into this game with a duo, and the fact that both people in the duo made it to Final 5 and one person in the duo made it to Final 3 is very impressive. Very impressive.
But here's the thing, though, Michael. Julian was the only one that did something.
Oh my god, that's kind of like Taze, you know? Like how like me and a certain other
Exactly.
person made it to Final 7 in Taze, and I'm still in the game.
But did your duo vote you off?
Okay, so the next award goes to
Let's
Hero
not
of
talk
the
about
Season. I will say, I think every single person in this merge and even pre-merge were heroes with villainous tendencies. Some of you guys were straight up villains, but I don't think there was a straight hero, or I don't think there was a straight hero in the season at all.
We were all gay. That's why.
The winner for biggest hero goes to
I feel like it's Jason.
Probably with TJ.
Grace.
Oh.
I should have
Grace.
Yes, we love a straight hero.
Yes.
Like I said, I think I don't think we had a single hero this season. However, I think everybody in our section of heroes that we chose from were heroes with villainous tendencies and have done villainous things in the season, but still while keeping things straightforward, kind, and playing overall a hero-ish game.
I'm not
So
that
for
shady.
reason,
Oh, I better be
Grace.
nominated for villain because I voted someone off for their laugh, for how they laughed. Like, come on.
I did have my villain tendencies, but I guess being arrogant at the tribal councils, which is like the worst thing I could have ever done. Because I hate. It's so weird. Like I don't know why I was doing that, and I actually do not like people like that. So I just say I don't like myself. Then.
Right, next award, villain of the season.
Oh, I know who mine is.
Drew.
Our nominees were Julian, Drew, and Justin. The winner for villain of the season goes to
Imagine Justin being nominated for this.
Wow, production
Yeah,
really
that
does
was
hate
Drew. I knew that was coming. He was
I think
so
that this
weird,
award
dirty
was
stuff.
decided. This award was decided like pre-merge. So.
Drew was a straight up villain this whole season. He was not afraid to cut somebody at the drop of a hat. He'd be your ally one round and want you off the very next.
Psycho.
And Drew's whole gameplay was very, very villainous. So for
Which
that
is exactly
reason,
why I got rid of his shady ass.
Yeah,
Hey,
that's
you know
true.
what? I played too nice in 1984 Dead Man Walking. It was time to turn the tables.
Dang, bro, you did that. You did that.
I'm kind of like,
If I'm not nominated for this next one, I'm suing production.
you literally got nominated for plenty of awards.
I don't
Stop
care.
it.
I don't care.
right?
Be grateful.
This next award is our last one. It is Player of the Season.
Disgusting.
The
Rigged.
nominees were Josh, Julian, Justin, and Grace. Winner of Player of the Season is
I feel like
None of the above.
Justin. It's gonna be
Screaming.
This should have been Lauren.
Yeah, way to go next. Justin.
Yeah. I knew it.
Absolutely.
Justin played the heck out of this game. He had social bonds with a ton of people while doing a bunch of strategic things behind the scenes. Justin positioned himself in a very, very good position. Even when he did get in a bad position, nobody wanted to target him until the final four. So Justin was very capable of wiggling his way around to areas where he would find safety, and that's exactly what he did.
Wow.
Justin not only played a good game, but he played a good game as a character. that normally would have been taken out because of being a big character, but he was still not being taken out. So.
Not surviving heroes versus villains.
Wow, I really like production really does hate me.
Lee was not nominated for anything.
And
I
being
know.
comp piece of the season, but not being player of the season. Can relate.
Competitions aren't everything, but
Actually, you got the dumbest move, Lee.
Correct. It's not my fault that it happened.
I'm glad I at least got one award. That's all I wanted to accomplish out of this. That's all. But I'm shook I got Hero though, of all things. Not
I
gonna
hope I'm
lie.
on the cover of the DVD.
I'm happy I got the award that I got. I literally worked this whole season just to get that award.
Oh, I
I
know you
got
wanted
Drew.
the
I wasn't
award.
even gonna win,
You're
so I was
crazy.
like, fuck it, I'll just go for villain this season.
You're crazy.
Did you ever figure out who's on the cover?
I hope I'm on the cover.
Yeah. Am I on the cover?
Me and Megan can confirm that the whole time Drew was saying, I just want to be villain of the season, even on the POW tribe. When we didn't have to go to any tribals, he was like, I'm just going to be a villain. I'm going to be mess.
This is why I wanted Drew in the final 3 with me. Just saying.
And that's why I was also going for villain. I was hoping people would be like, let's just drag dude to the end because he's got bad jury management this season. He's not gonna win.
Come on, final 3, Cameron.
Oh my god, wait, Lauren, are you home from work?
Yes, I'm home.
I love that.
I go home like,
Lauren?
Honestly.
Was there a draft this season?
there was a
Like,
draft this season. We did one draft between just me and Blake. The winner of that was Blake. We did one between me, Blake, and Paige. The winner of that was myself. I will publish the full draft when we publish like all the charts and all that.
Are you able to reveal who voted for Julian in the 4-4-1 tribal?
That was Sunshine.
I knew it.
Oh my God. Wait. So, Michael, whose draft team was I on?
You were on Blake's.
What team was I
Oh,
on?
what round
I'm
was
not
I
gonna
go
go
for
through everybody. I
them?
can't go through everybody. That's too much. But I will post it.
That's fine. I'll have the Selena Brown Award.
I feel like Blake chose me. Michael was not choosing me.
Can we talk about the real robbery of the season? Why was Tina Crimson not like nominated for any award?
Yeah, like Jimmy and Tina were not even nominated. They literally
They
made it to
should
day
have got
39.
robbed.
They literally like survived.
Like Tina is still on the island right now.
Yeah, she's
She
making a
literally
fire.
outlasted everybody.
She's making a fire.
She's making a fire with Jimmy.
Wait,
Jimmy.
wait, can we? I'm gonna ask this again. Can us finalists be added to the Ponderosa chat?
Oh, you don't want to know what I said.
Ponderosa chat.
I almost forgot. There was one more vote that was not read, and that vote was for Tina Crimson.
Woohoo!
I promised Lee that I would do that, and I forgot to do it. So
Everyone was like, it's actual right to be revealed. Guys, fun.
It's a 5-5-1 vote. Tina has to make the decision.
Not unless someone uses their idol to nullify 5
Oh, I'm
votes.
using my idol to nullify Josh's votes.
Man. Anyway, Megan, I saw you survived in Isla Len.
I'm
I
sorry,
want
what?
to watch. I want to watch the cast assessment now.
What did you say?
Isla Money. It was a fucking crazy.
Oh yeah, I heard that 2 people quit. So like, can I come back? Because
Yeah, there's gonna be like 3. Yeah, there's gonna be like 2 people coming back.
Why is my mic over here?
Everybody mute really quick.
Real quick, just to end off the recording, I obviously want to thank everybody for watching and the people who stayed tuned and talked about surviving 1984. I also want to thank this cast for playing. This was an amazing first season of this spin-off series, and every single one of you had an impact on it. Again, congratulations to Josh. You hands down deserved that win. I think the final three were all very good players in their own ways. So once again, thank you to the cast and thank you for watching.
Stay tuned for the Masked Singer.
I'm gonna say one thing really quick. If you want to try this type of thing out, there not only is Surviving 1984, we also have 1984, and then all the other 10-gauged orgs that are out there. Everybody should try one. Even if you are scared to show your face, just do it. It's fun. Ask anybody on this cast, ask anybody on the org cast. I'm not sure when we will have another production, but when we do, please join us. And that's all.
Yes, I also